Who are the best, young, cheap, highest potential center backs in the career mode for FIFA 21? I'm your boy Viva La FIFA and welcome to episode 2 out of 6, where I will show you the goalkeepers, center backs, full backs, center mids, wingers and the strikers with the highest potential in the career mode available. From very cheap to hidden gems to also the very expensive players we all know, but what is exactly their highest potential? There is a very important thing to know. It is a basic potential. If you do nothing special, this is the potential they will reach, so you can pimp it up even higher. Tell me your favorite in the comment section, give a thumbs up if you love this series, subscribe to my channel for more and put on the notification bell. Don't forget guys to give a thumbs up if the video is helping you. We have no time to waste, let's go. Starting off with the center back of Chelsea, a very cool center back. Everybody remembers him from that goal he scored against the Wolverhampton Wanderers. You can see that in the video clip. Tomori is a good center back. He has at the start already 80 plus pace. Yes, that is exceptional. He is only 76 rated. That makes him quite affordable, and if you imagine him going up with a +9 or 10 to 85, 86, it means you have one of the best overpowered center backs for a very cheap price already at your club if you're starting off with Chelsea. Otherwise, you have to buy him. Gabrielle Mugglehayez was a very big signing for Arsenal. They did great on the transfer market. Alongside Thomas Partey, Willian, Gabrielle Mugglehayez was a super signing. The man is pretty tall, 6'3", combines that with a lot of physicality. In the game, you have to train his speed because his acceleration, sprint speed, it is not the best asset, but look at the physicality, the defending, standing tackle, sliding tackle. Gabriel is a monster. At the moment, Garcia is still a Manchester City player. Who could have thought that Barcelona was so interested for such a long time? Just like with Memphis Depay, everybody thought those players will be Barcelona material, but well, it was different. They stayed with their clubs. Garcia is available on a very cheap deal, and I will recommend signing him at the start of the career mode. Why? Because then he is dirty cheap. If you wait too long, he can even become a starting player for City. Marco Kanya is one for the road to glory teams. Once again, a very young, talented player from Anderlecht. They had so many in the past. Doku was sold this summer to, I believe it was, Stade Rennes or Lille, and this guy is something for the future as well. The good news is he is so low rated that you can pick him up with any road to glory team if you can afford around £1 million, and that is affordable for a lot of teams. He will grow up to be one of the most overpowered center backs in the game, starting from 65. Unbelievable. Tengoi Kuwasi made a free transfer in the summer from Paris Saint-Germain to Bayern Munich, and the youngster of France is still available for a very good and cheap price. In the game, there is a little bit of bug. For example, Fabio Silva went to the Wolverhampton Wanderers for 40 mil from Porto, but because he is so low rated, he is available for 4-5 mil at the start of the career mode. Kuwasi went on a free deal, and that means he is not available on a free deal, but the good news is for around 6-7 million pounds, Kuwasi will be yours. Another road to glory player you can get is Omar Reiki. He is linked indeed with the man Reiki that went to Sevilla. I'm not quite sure if they're brothers or nephews. If you know more about it, drop it down below. And he's playing as a center back for Hertha BSC. Not quite sure if he made a move at deadline day, but well, for in the game, he is a player in the Bundesliga. 60 straight rated with the potential to go up to 85 and higher. Don't forget to give a thumbs up if you love the video. Zagadou is a monster. He has a beastly heading area as well. He is very good in the air, defensively and in attack, and Zagadou, his downside is his speed. You need to train that as quick as possible, but for the rest, the guy is a tank. He is super strong, and with that I mean Akinfinwa strong. He is very tall as well, so if you can pimp up his pace, you have the perfect center back. Jules Koundé is exactly the different type of center back than Zagadou, so what do you prefer? Where Zagadou is strong, tall and slow, this guy is small, technical and very quick, so it's all up to you what you like more, Koundé or Zagadou. What player does your playing style fits the best? Well, you decide. Jean-Claire Todibo in the career mode, still a player with Barcelona. He is loaned out in real life to Benfica, and they have an option to buy him on a permanent deal, but so far Todibo is still a Barca player. He never really got a chance in the first team with Lenglet, Piqué, Umtiti and also Araujo getting more chances than than him. Todibo played on the loan deal with Schalke, not very successful last year, but can you make him the great center back we all think he can be? Leonidas Tiriku, what a cool name that is, and what a hidden gem he is. Starting off with 67 rated with an unknown team, he goes up to 86. That is a growth potential of almost plus 20. Dirty cheap, very good stats, the perfect cheap center back for any one of us. Gabriel also made a move in real life, but in the game he is still a player for Dinamo Zagreb, and that is good news for you because that is the reason that he is still available on a very cheap deal. And what I like about Gabriel is that he is very complete. You had Zagadou, he is strong, tall and slow. Koundé is small, quick and not very strong, but Gabriel has it all. He has the speed of Koundé, the physicality of Zagadou, so if you want to invest in the perfect center back for the future, this is your man right here. Eduardo Charesma, that name is also so cool. I like Ricardo Charesma, the old winger, and this is a young player. He's playing for Sporting Club de Portugal. By the way guys, if you're watching all the videos in this series, you will see Sporting Club de Portugal on every single position has a huge superstar for the future. This time with Charesma, he can play on the center back position like a living legend, so keep him at the club if you're starting off with Sporting, or else get him ASAP. Bright Aquo Array MB, what a name as well that is for a center back. The youngster of Bayern Munich has amazing potential from 60 to 86 plus 26. What are you waiting for? Turn on that PlayStation and Xbox, turn on career mode and get this guy as soon as possible. The good news is Bayern is willing to sell him because, well, in the game nobody knows, you know that because you're watching my video, that his potential is amazing. So get him as soon as possible. He is super cheap, less than £1 million, and he will bring you glory all over again. Reuben Diaz is a more famous player. He made the switch from Benfica to Manchester City, and as you can see, the bigger names already got their team switch in the game, but smaller players like Gabriel, they're still waiting for that. So that is how it goes. Just look for the player, just search for their name, never look at clubs because sometimes they switch teams already in the first day, etc. So this Reuben Diaz person is a great center back, but of course pretty expensive. Azan Kapok in real life was linked with a move to Liverpool, and if you saw Joe Gomez and Virgil van Dijk so far this season, it is not a surprise that they're interested in signing up a new center back. Kapok had a very successful period at the start with Schalke, but after the corona crisis they lost almost every single game you can play, and the new season in the Bundesliga started off in a horrible fashion. So who will save Kapok from Schalke? Is it you? Eder Militao is a very complete player, but I never buy players like this because, for example, Gabriel in 2 years is just as good as Militao, and you have to pay almost 10 times as much to get Eder Militao instead of Gabriel or all those other cheap center backs I showed you. Well, I have to put Eder Militao and all those players in the episode because they're younger than 24, their potential is super high. So if you're starting off with Real Madrid, the future is Rafael Varane and Militao. Give a thumbs up, football fans, if you love the video and it's helping you to pick the perfect center back for your team. We have Saliba of Arsenal, and doesn't he look awesome in that Arsenal kit? Alongside Gabriel Magalhaes, there is no question who you should use as your new center backs. Saliba alongside Gabriel. Bye bye David Luiz, we don't need you anymore in the career mode because with these center backs, Arsenal will have a golden future ahead of them. If you're starting with a new club that is not Arsenal, pick him up very quick because as I told you, his development will go sky high and Arsenal doesn't want to sell him anymore on a cheap deal in 1 or 2 seasons. So if you want to get Saliba, do it ASAP. Real life Joe Gomez didn't have the best start of his season this year, but Joe Gomez in the game is just an unbelievable powerhouse. He is already 83 rated. Of course that makes him very mega expensive. Nobody in the world wants to spend so much money, and as I told you, if you're starting off at Liverpool, of course keep him at the club. He will be a wonderful center back, but if you're starting off with different teams that don't have the money, Joe Gomez might be available someday on a free deal, but why would you spend 70 or 80 mil on Joe Gomez if you can go to all those cheaper players I just showed you? Konate, the center back of RB Leipzig, is much cheaper than Joe Gomez, and his potential is just as high. So if you don't want to go for the very cheap hidden gems, but you want to spend 20-25 mil maximum on a player, Konate is your player to get. he is very good, much cheaper than Upamecano, his teammate. And if you're starting off with RB Leipzig, you have Konate alongside Upamecano. That is just beast mode all over again. Edmund Topsoba, the center back of Bayer Leverkusen and Burkina Faso, is a very good center back. Also, his speed is quite good for a player that is so strong and tall. Topsoba made the switch last winter to Leverkusen and instantly became a starting player. Is he perfect in real life? No, he's slipping up too much. But in the career mode, you can make him your perfect center back. With a plus 10 from 78 to 88, he is a wonderful player worth investing in every single pound you can miss. Niklas Süle is also a very talented center back. His teammate Hernandez could also be in the episode, but his potential is 87 and he is quite expensive, so I went for Süle. Süle is a very strong and tall guy. At the start of his career with Hoffenheim, he was a striker. Yes guys, step by step, he went from a striker, midfield to a center back, and from there on he developed himself in one of the best in the Bundesliga. But very expensive. If you have to choose, I would go for Konate or Upamecano every day of the week instead of Süle. Another player that has amazing potential is Lenglet, 89, almost 90 if you will train him well, but once again he will be very expensive. So if you're starting off with Barcelona, of course there is no question, use Todibo, use him alongside Lenglet and get rid of Piqué as soon as possible, because Piqué will only go down and you can't actually keep a player that's going down instead of a young player that can develop like a rocket. So Lenglet alongside Todibo, that is awesome if you're starting off with Barcelona. Milan Skriniar is staying with Inter Milan for a very long time. He was linked with a move to Tottenham Hotspur, but well, in the end he is staying in the Giuseppe Meazza. The 25-year-old center back is a star player of Inter Milan and that makes him very expensive. The same potential as Lenglet, if you trade him even better, well also 90 plus is possible, but once again very expensive, only possible if you're starting off with a team like Man United. Aymeric Laporte is in this video because he has 90 potential. All the other players are young players, but I put in some special guests to show you the highest potential players as well that are 25, 26. Aymeric Laporte is an exceptional player in this video because he is 27, but he's still going up from 87 to 90. At the end, he is still one of the best center backs in the game, but he's not one of my favorites. Too expensive, too slow, his agility is not good enough. My personal favorite is Dayot Upamecano alongside Konate. He is available for 25 to 35 million pounds. That makes him not cheap, but for teams even like Everton, he is affordable. And with that, you bring in one of the best center backs in the career mode. So every coin you spend on him, you get it back multiple times if you want to sell him later on in the career mode. But this is not actually a player you want to sell on. You want to get him, you want to train him, you want to keep him, you want to enjoy him, you want to sleep with him, you want to go home with him, you want to ride on a bicycle with him, with Konate, with Upamecano. You want to do everything you can in the world, especially playing FIFA 21 career mode. Don't forget to drop a thumbs up. Episode 2 is almost at the end, but there is more to come. Just click the playlist, sit back, enjoy, and watch it from the goalkeepers to the strikers and every single position between there. Matthijs de Ligt, the center back of Juventus, for the second season in a row is the highest potential center back. A basic potential of 92 that can be even further stretched to 93, 94. So with that, Matthijs de Ligt is the ultimate defender. He is young, he is strong, he is quick, and he is great with his passing on the ball. So Matthijs de Ligt is the elite warrior. If you don't have the money for him, don't worry. In this video, I put in so many players that can help you with a cheaper squad, a mid-cheap squad, etc. So here is something for everybody. That is why it's so good you click this video, because this series will make you a FIFA 21 career mode master. I hope you enjoyed it. Give a thumbs up if you did, subscribe for more, and put on the notification bell. Thanks for watching and enjoy the next video.